going, baby? How you living? How you living?
I really like to take this challenge for myself, aside of just being a musician.
She had a swishy jacket and some thing in her head.
It's really big for you.
Yeah, it's like the size of me.
Don't worry, I won't say anything stupid. I hope. It's just like a crazy metal band, like shooting everything up.
My advice is forget the movies and look for a good job.
My daughter is going to sleep, so I needed to say goodnight to her.
I don't want terrible things to always be happening to me and my children.
I think I was more nervous when the movie was premiering and coming out, because then I realized that people actually had to see it.
Nice to escape the studio. We have the beautiful, not sunny English countryside behind us.
This country and this world can do a whole lot better.
Wow, what a presentation.
Right, like I want people to know that you didn't just show up now.
That's where the idea of the pancake came from.
But you're the only person ever who has ever asked me that question. Ever.
Oh, wow.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. I'm Mark Sugiyama from Eclectic Arts, based here in Seattle, Washington, in the United States of America. And thank you so much for joining me on this Tuesday, the 3rd of August, 2021. And very quickly, some quick housekeeping before we get to my interview, as I have limited time. I do have other live streams coming up tomorrow and also on Thursday, both with film directors. So if you'd like to know more details, you can follow me as Eclectic Arts Media, one word, on Instagram. That's where I post everything first. And then some of that information migrates over to other social media platforms. If this is your first time joining me on my YouTube channel, if you could hit the subscribe button, I greatly appreciate that. And if you're on the Twitch side of things, if you could follow me over there, I greatly appreciate that as well. All right, my guest today is a talented vocalist and musician from Brazil. His new band will be releasing their debut album, Overload, this Friday, August 6th on Frontiers Music. Please welcome to the Eclectic Arts Virtual Studio, BJ from Spektra.
Hey, Mark. What's up, man?
Not much. How are you, BJ?
Good, good. I'm doing fine.
Great. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been really enjoying the record, so I can't wait to dive into all of it, and we can let all the fans know what's coming up real soon here. So you've got to be excited that release day is almost here.
Yeah, man. I'm waiting for that. Almost a year. all the things because of this pandemic thing. So but I think it's going to be the right time to do it.
Yeah, it's that kind of strange how things kind of worked out in your favor. That at the time you're probably thinking, man, we want to get this music out, but then the pandemic hit all over the world, and then right now, at least around here in the U.S., things are starting to open up a bit so that bands can tour, records can come out, you can actually properly promote them by actually playing a show, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm saying, just about to say, it's happening same thing here in Brazil. It was a little delay, but it's kind of, I think in the middle of the next month, we're going to open 100% to shows and restaurants and everything. So I hope we're going to be fine.
Yeah, I'll keep my fingers crossed for everything.
Yeah.
For you guys and everything around here, just keep going, hopefully in the right direction. I mean, it's been such a long period of time without having live events of any kind, music, theater, film, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for things to kind of get back. So since you were saying it's been, basically like a year of waiting, what was the timeline of working on this record? When did you start working on it? And then when was it recorded and done in 2020? Or did you finish it earlier this year? What was it looking like?
No. We finished in 2020. So I started to record my vocals in May of 2020, I think. Yeah, it was like that. It was, everything was in the same time, almost. My vocals and the band recording all the parts. So we finished it by September, I think. It was ready to go in last September.
Okay, and to kind of maybe back up a little bit also, so have you always wanted to start your own band? I know you're part of different projects and other bands for many years. So where did this idea first come from?
So, I work with Jeff Scott Soto, the great Jeff Scott Soto, since 2009. And I know him since 2002. I had a band back in the day called Tempest, and we were his support band here in Brazil. Then we became friends. So, and after that, in 2009, he asked me and the drummer to be part of his new lineup on JSS Band, his solo band. So we always had this big connection, and he knows me very well. He knows me as a singer, very much. And I always had this thing with Frontiers. I always had this, you guys have to release something from BJ. Jeff always saying that because he's a melodic rock singer, and it's gonna be great. And we were all this time working on a lot of things, and finally we find a great project, something that we believe. And it was something from me, but from Jeff especially, because he believed in me a lot, and also on these guys. He loves Spektra. All these guys, we working together since back in the day. So the drummer is the same drummer as Soto, the band that we have together, and also JSS Band. He's the drummer, so we're working, forever. We love to play together, to work together, and it's a great connection. It's great.
Okay, that's awesome. I've had the pleasure of meeting Jeff on the Trans-Siberian Orchestra tours, and I saw him way back in the day on the first Yngwie Malmsteen tour for Rising Force back in like 84, 85.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, when he first joined the TSO tour, when they do the meet and greets after their shows, I brought my CD insert for that Yngwie thing, and when I showed it to him, he's like, "Oh, we're going old school." When he saw that. Yeah, what a fantastic guy and fantastic singer and musician for sure.
Yeah, so, he's unbelievable.
For you to be working with him and have him in your corner on Spektra says a lot.
Yeah, man, he's the big guy behind my vocal things. He was worried about everything. So, man, I love the way you sound. That must be perfect. So I'm that way also. I'm a kind of everything must be so perfect, and it's never enough. I said, nah, it's not good. Everybody say, man, you sound great like this. Nah, I don't know. So I'm this kind of guy. So and he helps me a lot about this. Man, do like this. It's gonna be great. So we work so good together, man. We've been doing this since almost 20 years. So it's great.
Wow, that's amazing. And I'm curious, and we're going to talk more about Spektra, obviously. But when did you, since you're guitarist, keyboardist, vocalist, all around musician, so were you a musician from way back, like as a little kid? What was the first instrument or voice that you got involved with, on that that journey?
So, man, I used to say I'm a singer that play a lot of instruments. So since I was a little boy, it was so clear to me that I was born to sing. This is my thing. I love this so much, and I couldn't do anything else in my life. So then I start to, I need to play something, and I was in love to play acoustic guitars and thing since I was 14, 15, and I started to play that. And when I had the opportunity to learn something from the piano, and I was trying to play, and I got an acoustic guitar as a gift from my grandpa, and that's everything starts when I was to play an instrument. I was like 14, 15. Then I never stopped because I like that. So, and the opportunity to play with Jeff in 2009 on his lineup, and he said, "Man, it's my dream to have a lead singer on my band singing with me. It would be great." And also Edu, our drummer, he's a lead singer also. He's a great singer. And he said, "Man, it's my dream to have you both on my band. You know, you're gonna do all the background vocals. You know, you'll be perfect." And I said, "Man, if you need me, I'm ready. It's gonna be a honor, you know." And he asked me, "Man, I know you play, but I don't know if you're a guitar player or something like that. You have to tell me how we can work this out." And I said, "Man, I'll be your guitar player. Don't worry." and I start to you know, to practice like a crazy, and it was great because this makes me a better musician, you know. And since 2009, I'm working on guitar a lot, and also keyboards. And same thing happened when we start to the idea with Soto, the band Soto. It was to be a kind of band that is more modern thing and some kind of prog metal, something like that. And you have to have a good, you know, skills to play guitar on this kind of stuff. And I worked my ass off, man. I said, "Man, watch me." And you know, he loves this dedication and all these things, because I'm a singer, man. This is my first thing, you know, but I also can play good guitar, bass. I played on JSS band in 2019 in Italy. We recorded in Milan at Frontiers Festival. A JSS band, not a DVD, but it was only the audio. The CD that was released with the new record, with JSS record. And I was the bass player. So, you know, I work things out, man. You know, I have to be part of that. And I'm always working, because this is the evolution of the human being, of you know, you have to think, I want to be better than I am today. Tomorrow I have to be better than I was yesterday. So that's my thing.
Well, I love your outlook and your attitude, because when you're talking about trying to that you're always looking to improve, that you're always not looking in terms of limits. It's like, you know what, everyone else might think this is a good take of a vocal, but you're like, I can do better than that, so I want to do it again. Or in the case of, I know I might be learning how to play guitar, but I need to be able to play progressive music on the guitar, so I better sit there and woodshed for a while. Same with the bass or the keyboards or any instruments that you pick up. That attitude takes you far in life in anything that you do, because it's a mindset.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah. So with that mindset, were you, with the songs, the 11 songs that are on Overload, are those songs that you co-wrote? Is there anything on that you were completely by yourself come together last year?
Can you repeat, because I lost connection from.
Oh,
sorry, man.
Oh, yeah. So no problem. I was wondering, did you write or co-write all of the songs on Overload last year? What was that songwriting process like for you as a vocalist and as a musician?
So that was you know, something that we worked together, but all of the songs, everything was written by Alessandro and Jeff and some of those guys from Frontiers. And also, of course, I was on that, you know, doing my thing. And because for first, the Spektra thing, it was only it's kind of project that BJ must be the singer, right? We start like that because it was an old idea. But I know those guys from Cheers, they trust me a lot. And they said, man, this is over the months. They said, man, this can be a real band, you know. And okay, man, the name is yours. You think about the name, you think about your musicians and everybody wants to work with you and work with Jeff and Alessandro in all the arrangements and this kind of stuff. And I said, yeah, that's going to be great, because we were free to do anything we want. It's not something like you have to play like this or you have to play like that or this song must be like this. No. Do it. We're gonna work together and say, yeah, that's it. That's perfect. So I think it was great, because Jeff always say, man, Spektra is like a dream team. I said, man, it sounds amazing. Man, I have to say, this is I'm so proud of this album, because this is I sing with my heart. It was something that I totally love. Every melody, everything, every background vocals, everything. I love everything. So that's some of songs, because I'm this kind of guy. I'm from Brazil. We're Latinos. We have this warm, heart, and some of the songs makes me cry nowadays, because I really love this project. I really love the way it sounds, and I think we work great together with all this stuff, all this minds working together. It was great.
Yeah, well, and like you said, it really is like a dream team. You have so many people working together on this, and it's great to hear that you're so over the moon about how it turned out.
Yes.
That this means this definitely is going to be the start of something. Then I can easily see more albums than coming in the future from you guys. But not to get ahead of ourselves, the first music video that came out was for Overload, the title song, and then you just recently put out Just Because. Were those videos shot together, or were they shot in different times on the, because of COVID and the pandemic? How did those come about?
It was different times. Overload, it was shot late to 2020, so November, I think it's yeah. And we finished because it was we did the master shot with the band in November 2020. Then we did something with the actors thing and beginning of this year, 2021, and Just Because it was a month ago, something like that. We were planning a lot of things, thinking a lot of things, and finally with my filmmaker Thiago, and we find a way to say, man, it's gonna be like this. I think it's gonna be great like this. So we work, all the production and everything. So it was last month. Yeah, something like that. Nowadays I'm not that good with times. But remember that we've been in we also shoot we did some shooting in St. Petersburg, Russia, because we play with Jeff there. And in July, July 10, we play there. And we said, hey, this place is amazing. You have to do something here, because the city is so gorgeous. It's beautiful. And we did some shooting there, and our filmmaker said, my God, this is awesome. And, it's there. So we have the next one is going to be released next Friday with the album. The next single is Running Out of Time, and we shoot last week.
I am really happy to hear that, because, and I'm not lying to you, I have it written right down on my notes. I think the third single should be Running Out of Time.
Yeah, that's great. It's a great song.
It is. I really love that song. It's so catchy. There's lots of hooks in that tune, as are all across the album. But that one particularly, after the other two that have come out, is just like, man, that should be the third single. So I just like, I read your mind or something.
yeah, man. And the video's great, man. Looks great. Looks beautiful.
Awesome. I can't wait to see it. And I know trying to pick a favorite song off of an album is nearly impossible, because every day it might change. It's like picking your favorite child. But do you have one right now that's really getting good to you off the album?
Man, I have to say, I have a kind of maybe I love the album, but I have to say maybe 3 songs that, you know, I have to say just because I totally love this song. There's a song that's Lonely Road. It's a song that I really loved. It's a 80s journey total thing, totally. You know, Since I Found You is a special song, the ballad. It's hard to say, man. There's a lot of, you know, I'm going to say 3 or 4 right now. And if you ask me tonight, I'm going to say another one. Say, maybe that one. It's hard to say, but I really love these songs.
Yeah, and like I kind of mentioned quickly pre-show, you know, I've had a chance to listen to the whole record more than once, and there's not a weak link in that set list, that track list at all. I mean, sometimes you have bands that put out something where like there's, you know, a couple singles, there's some songs that are okay, and there's a couple duds in there. This thing is strong from beginning to end. So I think it's going to do really, really well for you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, and I'm curious too. So with your background, especially being a vocalist of your stature, do you do voice lessons or music lessons or anything like that? Do you teach students?
Yeah. You know, back in the day, I started to have some. I was singing already when I started to get some lessons. When I was 17, maybe I had 2 or 3 bands that time already, and I started like that, and I did a lot of things. You know, I have to say I learned a lot from my heroes. You know, and I started to give some lessons because I was working a lot on these things, but my heroes means a lot. When you watch and you sing, when you listen, if you have this gift, you're gonna catch a lot of, you know, a lot of things from these guys. And sometimes back in the day, I remember that I had a Bon Jovi cover band, and I remember that it was, you know, teenager. The guy said, "Man, you sing like the guy. It's unbelievable." And in that time, that was important because I learned a lot from John Bon Jovi singing, also with Richie. But when you became a singer, that you have your own band, you have to have your vocal identity. You know, you have to, because sometimes in that times people say, "Yeah, you sound great, but everything that you sing, it's like Bon Jovi singing." So I was worried, but I was a young boy. I said, "That's okay. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna work things out." And that one of the things that I work on lessons and everything. So nowadays is I think that time was so important. Everything was so great. I keep you know, thinking and remember. I remember a lot of things about that time. I said, "Oh, I learned this from that time. I learned that doing that in that time with that band." You know, it's great. I had all my career, I had a lot of great bands with me, you know, that I sang in a heavy metal band, and I sing a lot I love pop music. So, and so I sing with a lot of pop bands. So that makes you who you are as a musician, as a singer. Get all the influences, you know, that you can get. So this is my mindset. This is the way I think that works for to be a big one. That's my thing.
Okay, yeah, and that makes perfect sense. I'm a guitarist. I've been a guitar player for a long time. It's the same thing. Everyone has their influences, and then you just have to put yourself into that, and then that becomes whatever your voice is. Literally, in your case, a voice, or if you're a musician, your voice is your instrument. And it's I think you can't. I don't think there's anyone out there that you can't hear some kind of influence, and it doesn't matter what instrument they play or what they sing. So you're going to hear some things like, oh yeah, I grew up listening to Annie Lennox, or I grew up listening to Steve Perry, or any of these.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, there's a little bit of, well, it makes sense because I loved them when I was growing up. So.
Yeah, thank God for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you go back to every favorite. You were talking about people and heroes that you look up to. Every band that you were probably looking up to, they have their own heroes. This goes back. So it all just builds off of each other. And so before we kind of wrap this up, BJ, I know, so you mentioned that we have the third video coming out. And is there anything else in the next 3 months, the rest of this, I guess it's what's winter down there? I'm confused.
What? It's picking here.
Is it winter down there?
It's winter time here, yeah.
Yeah, because I was going to say, what's coming up for the rest of summer? I was like, wait a minute, it's not summer down there, it's winter. So we've got the video, we've got the album release, obviously, really soon. Is there anything else kind of in the works?
Yeah, man, we're planning everything. We don't know if we're gonna really is gonna be, everybody's gonna, every venue is gonna open for shows or something like that. We cannot plan everything 100% for sure, but we're planning to do a live stream. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna plan to have some shows if you can. And here in Brazil, so next year we have something already with Jeff, and beginning of the year also in Brazil. But as a Spektra thing, I was thinking to have some at least a gig here for the release date and everything. But we're thinking better and say, okay, let's wait a little bit and to see how things work. And we're gonna do another video for another song. And we're planning this, and I think this is the way to do right now, because it's something that we cannot decide without the government say, oh, okay, everything is fine, people can go out, and some of people is worried about that, is worried to come to the shows, even vaccinated. So we don't know, but we hope that it, like I said before, in the middle of August, I think they're planning in São Paulo. I'm saying just in São Paulo, here where I live. They're planning to open everything 100%. So then we can make some plans to do something. But working with the band, the release date is going to be on Friday. We're going to do more videos for the people.
Okay, yeah, and that makes perfect sense. Most of the music guests that I've talked to have said the same thing. They have like kind of tentative plans because they have to kind of see what happens. So that if they start getting the green light, then they can start making those plans happen. But they have to kind of wait still. They can't just say, okay, here we go, and let's plan all these things out. And then it turns out maybe some things can't happen. So they have to kind of be cautious still. And before I wrap this up really quick, was there ever a plan to have you do like a duet with Jeff on the record?
Yeah, you're saying that the Spektra or next album? Next Jeff says
on Spektra. So since Jeff was working with you so closely on this record, was there ever a talk of these, trading off verses or singing on a chorus together or something?
Yeah, man, he's everywhere. He's everywhere on the record. We recorded everything, all the background vocals. It's me and Jeff.
Okay.
Everything, and also when it was kind of only two voices, so it's kind of duet. It's me and him. And it's great, man. I just love it because I love when he sings with me, and his voice is so strong. When our voices are really different, so that makes everything so great. And his voice is everywhere on the record. Everywhere is really strong. It's Jeff.
Awesome. Well, BJ, thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it. And again, everybody, it's the new album's coming out on August 6th, this Friday on Frontiers Music. Spektra, BJ, thank you so much. And
thanks, Mark.
Yeah, maybe once the next video or two come out, then maybe we can reconnect and do a follow-up interview and kind of see where things are at.
Right on, man. I'm here.
Awesome. Have a good afternoon down there.
Thank you, man.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.